So after taking a week off, Fear the Walking Dead has now returned with Season 6, Episode 15. This episode is called U.S.S. Pennsylvania, and if you have not seen this episode yet, and you don't want to get things spoiled for you, do not watch this review, because this review is going to contain full spoilers for not only this episode, but for the entirety of Season 6. You've been warned. So I, like most people going into episode 15, was expecting this to be the episode where the nukes were being set off. Of course, the nukes do get set off in this episode, but I felt the journey to getting the nukes off was easily the best episode of the season. I was going in expecting to really enjoy this episode just because I've been enjoying Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 so much this season, and they haven't disappointed me yet. So I was going in expecting a good episode, and they didn't disappoint. I felt so much intensity. I felt so much kind of fear, so much confusion of everything that's going on. I felt like even though there wasn't one, I felt like there was a ticking clock throughout this entire episode. I felt like everything they were doing, I just felt a tick, 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 tick throughout the entirety of this episode. And it felt so intense. It felt like every second that every second they were taking felt like a second they were wasting, because they had so much, or they had so little time. Every second was so precious, and they could not waste a single second, really building up to the intensity of what was happening here. Seeing our group actually go in the submarine, which is quite cool. I've actually been in a submarine myself, and this submarine, it was wider than the one I've been in. The one I've been in was tiny. Like, you couldn't have two people walking side by side. It was that tiny. So it was quite big compared to the one I was been in, but this is a nuclear one. It probably has to be bigger. But our group that's in there, you have Morgan, Grace, John Dory Sr., you have June, Dwight and Sherry, Strand, and I think that's it. As far as I know, that's it. And just this small group, and not just this small group, and then there's loads of other people out there, but this group really feels like a family. They all feel like they're so interconnected in each other's lives. They feel like they're all so important to each other, where I feel like at this point with The Walking Dead, it doesn't feel that way. Like, just looking at, this is Season 6C. Dwight and Carol, or Daryl and Carol are the only ones I feel like actually have a relationship anymore. Negan's Negan. Gabriel just feels so disconnected to who he used to be. He feels like a completely different person. And Maggie's just so disconnected from the show. Like, The Walking Dead used to be like such a family. In Season 5, you felt like these people were all so connected in life. And up until, I'd say, I don't know, maybe Season 7, but I feel like now they don't feel as connected as they used to be. But then Fear the Walking Dead, they all feel so connected. These people don't feel like friends, they feel like an actual family, and it makes sense why Morgan and Dwight, well, Dwight really has nothing to go back to back there, but Morgan, he could go back there. He'd be welcomed by, at this stage, he'd have Rick there to welcome him back, he'd have Carol, Ezekiel, all these people. But I feel you understand why Morgan doesn't want to go back, and why Morgan has no real interest in going back, because the people he's with now are pretty much his family. He's so together with these people, so connected, and you can tell that these people are his family. He cares more about these people than he did about any other people in The Walking Dead. Like Rick, he was only close with Rick because they knew each other right at the start. If Morgan hadn't saved Rick, if Morgan first got introduced to us at the end of Season 5, and that was Morgan's first time ever meeting the group, he would not really be close with Rick. The only reason he was close with Rick is because he saved Rick at the start. Carol, he was only close to Carol because he had her life. Ezekiel, he wasn't even that close to Ezekiel, so he has no real connections in The Walking Dead. So it makes sense why he is and wants to stay with the Fear group, because they feel so connected. Even when Morgan was going off this, oh, I'll do this myself, and they all kind of step forward. They're like, no, we're doing this as a group. We're doing this all together. You feel that. You feel the relationship between all of these people. But then later on, you do see Morgan saying, okay, he's going to go off on himself, just because Dakota left in that letter saying, you have so much more left to do, and he feels like this is what he has left to do, so he's going off to do it by himself. But of course Strand joins him on, and I was like, oh yeah, Grant, Strand's here, yeah, perfect. Strand is a character that you love to hate him. Like, you hate him, but you also love him, because he's such a great asshole. He's an asshole true and true, but you do love the character. And him and Morgan are growing out, and they're at odds. Morgan is quite easily going to sacrifice himself at many points in this episode, because Fear the Walking Dead since season 5 has done something great to walkers, where the Walking Dead is even adding the Whisperers was something new to walkers, because with walkers we got 17 seasons of the Walking Dead in total, and you've got to do something new with walkers to keep them fresh and interesting. The Walking Dead did it with Whisperers, making someone look at a walker going, can I kill that, or am I going to kill that and it's going to take a swing at me? So they did something interesting with Whisperers. But Fear the Walking Dead has added these radiation zombies that you can't just kill, because you just kill them, they're going to get the radiation on you, so there's a special way you have to kill them. So having them is such a really great way of doing it. So even like a radiation walker comes out, and normally they see a walker, they'll just immediately kill it. But they see the radiation walker and they freak out, they start panicking, oh shit, fuck, what do we do now? And then at one point they comes up to a room and the radiation level, I think it was 40,000. And Morgan was going to go in there and sacrifice himself to get through there, because Grace said if he goes in there, he's going to have a couple of days. So he said he'll go in there, kill all the walkers, just make his way through. He'll get there quicker than he can. And Strand says, no, there's another way. We'll go this way. They go up and they go up a ladder. They're kind of talking about what's going to happen. And I can't remember the exact circumstances of how it all goes about, but Strand then breaks Morgan's axe and he throws Morgan into a pack of walkers, about 6 or 7 of them. And I was like, well, fuck you, Strand. Like, it wasn't surprising because of, like, it was surprising to see what had happened in the circumstances, but if you just think of Strand as a character, this is nothing new from Strand. Strand has done this kind of stuff for years. He even did it at the start of this season. He shot Daniel in the face. He's a backstabber. The only person Strand has ever looked out for is Strand. Like, over the time he's grown to be attached to the Clark family, but other than that, Strand only really looks out for himself. And it was shocking to see him do it to Morgan, but it wasn't shocking just to see him do what he had done. But the Strand does go out. He does run into Dakota, who Dakota is getting ready to kill him. Strand's trying to talk her down. Morgan comes out of nowhere, smacks her in the back of the neck. She falls to the ground, goes unconscious, and Strand gets shot in the shoulder, and then that's the whole thing. Strand gets shot in the shoulder. He kind of forgets about the injury quite quickly, but it was great to see Morgan come back, and you can see he is pissed off at Strand. And honestly, you can't really blame Morgan for being annoyed. Like, obviously you can't, because Strand tried to kill him. But he tried to kill him in quite a brutal way. And the only reason he tried to kill him was so that Strand can save the day by himself. So he can go to Alicia and say, look at me, I saved the day. So you cannot blame Morgan at all for being annoyed at what Strand did. And even Strand tries to justify it, because since Morgan got thrown there, he got to look at all the walker bodies. He got all the badges, so he was able to open the door, because they were a bunch of captains. So Strand's like, oh yeah, if I didn't do that, you wouldn't have all those keys. And he just goes, just shut up. I don't know exactly what he said, but it was pretty much just like, shut the fuck up, will you, Strand? And they're trying to get through. They're putting all the keys in. He's got about 15, 16 keys there, and he's going through, and all of them are going red. They're going red. I don't know how so many of them are going red, because they're captains. I don't know why they didn't have access to the bridge. But anyways, as that's going along, Teddy and Riley are getting the bomb ready to go off. They're getting very close. They set one off. At the exact moment, Morgan and Strand are able to get in. Immediately, Strand points a gun. Morgan gets their axe. They both step away. They're shouting at them to stop it. Like, oh, well, we can't do anything now. Quite smugly about it. They're very happy about it. They're saying, where is it going to go? And he goes, well, we had 10. We only got one off. There's 10 warheads in that one, though, so pretty much 10 were set off. It's probably going to do damage to a point where I don't imagine the damage is going to be like catastrophic. I imagine it'd be kind of like, you got little, it'd probably be radiation around the place anyways, but I imagine it'd be big, massive, like kind of like a big Grand Canyon all around Texas now. I imagine Texas is going to be gone, but he's even joked saying, oh yeah, maybe one of these is going straight to your hometown. Well, the little town that they made up. And Morgan's saying, they're saying, stop it, they can't stop it. So Morgan's like, okay, if there's nothing you can do, just get the fuck out of here. So Riley and Teddy leave. Strand is talking to him. He's trying to be Strand about it, and Morgan's struggling to remember exactly what he says. He tells him just to get the hell out of here and just leave. And then the episode ends off with Morgan in that room by himself, looking absolutely defeated, like he lost, which he did lose, looking heartbroken, looking embarrassed that he lost. Just every disappointing emotion he could feel, this man is feeling there. He feels like he is such a screw up, that he has led this group to their doom, and that there's literally nothing he can do about it. And the episode ends off there. I'd be shocked and I mean shocked, if Morgan died. There's no way Morgan's gonna die. Even with the walkers, I was thinking, how the hell did Morgan survive that? That's about 6-7 walkers on top of him. How did he get out of there without even a bite? So I don't know. I'd be very shocked if he did get bite. I think him getting bit in that situation would be more shocking than Carl getting bit, because I love Carl. I wish Carl never died. I think Carl killing Carl off was easily the biggest mistake in the entirety of the Walking Dead universe. But I think Morgan getting bit in that situation would be more shocking, even though it's kind of obvious that it could have been bit there. But it's just who Morgan is as a character, seeing that he's the lead of Fear the Walking Dead, seeing as he was there in episode 1, he was there with Rick Grimes, he saved Rick Grimes, everyone wants Rick Grimes and Morgan reuniting scenes. So I think if Morgan got bit there, it'd be quite shocking and honestly very, very disappointing. So I don't think Morgan's going to die there. I don't think Morgan's going to die at all. Grace, she's not going to die. I just don't think Grace is going to die, especially what she's gone through this season. I think Dwight and Sherry, there's a chance. I don't think it's going to be Dwight's going to die and Sherry's going to live. I don't think it's going to be Sherry's going to die and Dwight's going to live. I think if they're going to die, they're going to die together. I think it's going to be something that they embrace it. They go off together and they just embrace the death and they just let the nuclear bomb take them. I don't think June's going to die. Charlie could die. I don't really give a shit about Charlie. Not Alicia. Alicia's safe. Luciana, kill Luciana. I fucking hate that character. Just kill Luciana. June's not going to die. I think Teddy's definitely going to die. And I think John Dory's going to kill him. John Dory is going to die as well in the process. But John Dory and Teddy are going to die. Riley, I think, is going to be safe. I think Riley's going to be actually become a serious asset to our group. I think Riley's going to become part of our group moving forward. I think, like, they're no strangers to taking people who've killed their friends. And Riley hasn't killed anyone. Well, the nuclear bomb's really going to kill people, but they took Charlie in, they took Dakota in for a short period of time, who actually Dakota will die. Yeah, I think Riley's going to join our group. I honestly, he'd be a strong asset. He'd be a very big asset to our group. So I think Riley will join our group. He's going to be the one to tell them about the bomb shelter. So our group are all going to go to the bomb shelter and they're going to survive out this for 7 to 8 years, and then they're going to join up with the Walking Dead timeline. That's my prediction for what's going to happen anyways. But I'd be very shocked if Riley died. I would like to see Riley survive. I'd like to see him join part of the group. Daniel is safe. Sarah, they could kill Sarah. I couldn't give a shit about Sarah. I don't know what happened to her brother, Wendell. He was in an episode, but I don't know if why he's not in the season. It makes no sense why he's not here, especially all those kids. Like, what happened to those kids? The only thing I can think of why Wendell's not in the season is maybe he had underlying health condition and he didn't want to be working at the moment because of COVID, but that doesn't sound realistic because he's not a recognizable actor, so he's clearly a working actor, so he probably would not want to give up a job on a consistent TV show that has been confirmed for season 7. So I don't know if that's a case of I don't know what happened to Wendell, but if they want to bring him back for episode 16 and kill him off, I'd be disappointed because I liked Wendell, but I don't know what happened to him. Like, there really is so many people that could die. I don't think they're going to kill off a shit ton of people. I think there's at least 5. I think there needs to be a good chunk of people dying, but also don't kill a lot. Like, you kill the rabbi. I think there's a few, like, smaller characters that they can kill off, and then just kill one big character just to kind of do the whole suspenseful thing. Anyways, kind of like what the Whisperer Pike scene. You want to do something big like that, where you got the few recognizable faces and then you got the 3 big ones at the end. So I imagine there's going to be something like that with the nuclear bomb. Strand, I can't see them killing off, even though the actor has been in a few movies over the last couple of years. He was in Candyman, he was in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He's been busy doing movies, and maybe he wants to branch out and do more movies, but I don't see them killing off Strand either, because he's a character you love to hate. And even the actor who I think it's Coleman Domingo. He's so prominent in Fear the Walking Dead. Like, he's even directing episodes. I can't see them killing him off either. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who they're going to kill off, but I'm extremely excited to see what's going to happen in the season finale of Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. And if you want my thoughts on Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 16, make sure you click that subscribe button. You come back next week and hear my full in-depth review for the episode, because I'm going to be getting full into this episode. I'm really excited to actually finally watch it. And if this episode sticks to landing and it's a good episode, Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 is easily the best season of Fear the Walking Dead, and it's going to be up there for one of the best series of The Walking Dead as a whole. And that's going to be hard to debate. That's one of the best, because It's been a fantastic season so far, and I'm really excited to get the Blu-ray and watch it all again from start to finish. So if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts on Season 6, Episode 16 when it drops next week, click the subscribe button, as well as all dead content in the future that is coming your way. Click the subscribe button for that as well. And as always, thanks for watching.